As a kid, I was interested in blacksmithing, but I never learned anything about it. And then I got a job in material science, and suddenly I realized, oh, all this metalworking stuff is relevant to my job as well as for fun. So I just started doing it as a hobby. But then I found the same year that one of our freshmen, who had just declared MSc, was super passionate about blacksmithing and wanted to start a student blacksmithing club. And the two factors just came together. So the student and I got together, we planned it out, we started a student organization, and it just grew legs from there.
I made an S-hook from some mild steel rod. Sort of involved hammering and drawing the part out and then sort of bending a hook into it, I guess.
At the same time, I was getting a lot more involved in professional societies with ASM, with the Foundry Educational Foundation, and being involved in these professional societies, I had a network of people to talk to get ideas from, to get tips from. And so having these experts that I could talk to who would guide me on how to do this, that really made it possible to do this safely and effectively, as well as in a way that was educationally useful to the students.
I think it's really cool to be able to work with some of the principles we're learning in class, such as, what happens to materials that mechanically deforms and all that stuff. My piece right here didn't turn out as well as I thought it would. That's what happens when you don't listen to your instructor all the way. However, it was fun, and at the end of the day, there's nothing like hitting some hot metal.
Well, with the information and the people, the next step was equipment. And I started the search online, as people do these days, and I found, of all things, a company out in Oregon selling handmade, homemade forges because a dad wanted to start building equipment for his daughter who wanted to get into blacksmithing. How cool is that? So I started buying supplies from there, and we got the club started. And then the students took over and they started building their own equipment inspired by that model. They made their own forges, they made their own tongs. That's one of the joys of blacksmithing, is it's the trade that makes the tools for making tools for making tools. And the students lived through that process themselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've taken a few courses that have helped me understand what's going on with this material, like thermokinetics. Pretty much any lab to do with Tim, you always learn just random things on the fly, teaching this machine, this material, that material. And just the faculty and everybody around is just so knowledgeable that you just kind of learn through like osmosis a little bit. It's kind of crazy.
There are a few things we're doing with the club to make sure the students are really learning scientific and engineering content, as well as the practice and the art and the craft of it. So we have some technical lectures in the club where students will learn about a particular technical topic, whether it's carbon diffusion or strengthening mechanisms or anything, and come present to the club about that. But we also participate in the TMS bladesmithing competition, and part of that is a technical analysis where students are really delving into the material science and engineering of their blades. And so I'm helping to advise the students on that while they're going through their projects, while they're doing the manufacturing, so that when the time comes for them to present, to give talks, to make posters, that they're really prepared to leverage what they learned in thermodynamics, what they learned in kinetics, what they've learned in physical metallurgy, to bring it all together and to compete at a very high level, both technically as well as artistically.
A lot of things with thermodynamics, actually, because you have to heat up the material first to make sure that it gets to the point where it's workable, so it's warmer and it's a little more flexible and things like that. So a lot of thermodynamics and work from the hammering and things like that.
When we were heating up our stuff, we were talking about kinetics, actually, since we're in that right now. And how as you're hammering it out, you're making the diameter smaller and it heats up faster and all of those little things that you don't think about.
I was able to make, it's somewhere around here, but I was able to make this little hook. You can put keys on it, lanyards, this is my hook. It has a nice little swirl on it. Very good. Tim said it was the best one, so I mean, whatever that means. I also think it's the best one, but that's just my personal opinion, whatever. But yeah, I'm probably gonna give it to my abuela. She likes getting gifts from me. Her birthday is coming up, so it'll make a nice little gift.
I've certainly learned a lot already, just being I'm not just the president, I'm also a member, as they say. Of course, I'm just the advisor. But I've learned a lot in this club about ferrous metallurgy, but also about motivating students outside of the classroom. So one of the things I'm really excited about for the future is taking this club and reaching out to the entire university community with it. We've started bringing in more students from art, from architecture, from neuroscience, and from all over campus, students are saying, wow, I can do this too. And that's something that is really powerful, I feel, about MSE as a field, is it's so interdisciplinary and reaches so many people that we have an opportunity here to reach the entire campus and not just our own students. So that's what I really want to work with the club leadership on this year, is saying how can we have as big of an impact as possible in addition to becoming better at what we're already doing.